You're listening to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends. And here's Russ.
Hey, welcome back to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan. And today, Riggs Mischke, Seth Stevens, the Renaissance man, Stevens Home Group, at Keller Williams Realty, North Central Washington. We're having a conversation about opportunity in some ways, guys. I mean, Riggs, you've been in the business a year. You closed a $1.4 million transaction. You guys have momentum. You just both graduated from Western Washington University. I won't hold that against you because I was a Central guy, so I'm not going to. So long ago, it doesn't count. But I do remember the Super Mother Burger at Ellensburg that I, had a good time with. Yeah, so I know, I did go to school and I graduated, and I also got into real estate young. I got in 19. I also opened a team, essentially opened a real estate company while I was in college. So we have a lot in common, and I know that that if people hire the Stevens Home Group, they will not be disappointed. I mean, I believe that combining strengths is the key to the business. Not that there aren't solo agents doing very, very well, but leverage is one of those three major components, leads, listings, and leverage. And leverage often means, and you guys know this, leverage often means to understand leverage, you first must understand your own value. Like, what are you worth per hour? And if you're putting up signs, are you losing money? If you're putting up lock boxes, are you losing money? And there's not that it's easy, because you can't just go out and hire a bunch of people day one, right? You kind of gotta earn your stripes. And when don't have an assistant, you are the assistant, right? When you don't have a garbage collector, you are the garbage collector. And trust me, even as an operating partner of Keller Williams, I do a lot of stuff that I'm like, sometimes, why am I doing this? Well, because you got to run lean and mean, right? Because you got to invest on the high and live on the low and not get overextended. And I've made all those mistakes over my career. What I love about your guys' passion is that you understand commitment, and you understand loyalty, and you understand persistence. And frankly, I'll tell you a quick story. I'm doing a video about a marketing video right now, and I had one of my videos from years and years ago, from 2005. And it was in a format that the person that gets paid a lot of money to do video work could not figure out how to unlock it because the software was outdated. Nobody even had it anymore. And so we turned to her 14-year-old son, and he figured it out. So we were able to unlock it. So, sometimes being a 52-year-old guy with 30 years experience is not always what it's cracked up to be. In today's world, sometimes people that are more in tune, right? Not that I'm saying age has anything to do with it, so don't get all mad at me over that. I'm just saying, generally speaking, I wasn't born with an iPad in my crib, right? I got my first cell phone. It was about 47 pounds. So in real estate, what we've learned about the COVID virus is we do have to create a technological-based environment. And one of the things that I'd like you guys to talk about is the Keller Williams model is an incredible company. They are 57 countries deep, 180,000 agents. There's a lot of resources. Would you say it's fair to say that there are a lot of resources that people can lean into?
Oh, for sure. I mean, KW Command, all the technological resources, graphic design stuff. I mean, there's so much that our office offers the agents as far as resources and tech stuff. Yeah,
and getting, one of the things I on the other show we got running, Sarah's our new productivity coach, and one of the things I shared on that show is that we're 3 years old, right? We're number one in agent count. We're like number two overall. We're doing like 50 deals a month. But we have a long way to go and a lot of improvement. And I've made a lot of mistakes, right? Like, not intentional mistakes, or not, in hindsight, mistakes that I think I couldn't have avoided. When you do a startup of any kind, you can't allow those mistakes to slow you down. But you do have to have the integrity in a team or in a real estate company to be committed to excellence and committed to improvement and fail your way forward. And I mean, that's fair on a team too, right?
Yeah, you just got to keep going forward. That's, at the end of the day, you just don't give up on it. You just get over the hurdles and just keep pushing.
Yeah. And sometimes the things that don't work out actually end up working out.
Exactly. Yeah. I with our transaction, the one that we just did in Chelan, the 1.4, our client at the end of it, she gave us a big hug after she got her money. And she, one of the things I'd like to mention is that, she's almost 82 years old, or is 82 years old. And, Riggs and I combined is, barely half of her age. And she gave us a big hug and saying, thank you, guys are such a blessing. And I'm so happy. And this is a direct quote. This isn't me. She said that I'm very happy that I didn't hire an old fogey realtor from Chelan.
Like me.
Yeah.
No, I won't take offense to that.
Yeah.
No, it's funny, right? Like, giving a crap about people matters. Right? Like, when you think about this business, and if you're only driven by the money, it's a shallow existence, right? Like, but if you're really driven by helping people, and that can be your big why, like, I'm going to get up this morning and go work for someone because they're looking to fill a dream of theirs by buying a home. That will, at least for me, that inspires me more than, okay, I'm going to make $2,000 or $5,000 or $20,000. I mean, it's like, not that we're allergic to money. We do have the ability to make a lot of money, and what's cool about real estate is you get paid for the amount of effort you put in, right? So let me ask you this. Why do you think it is that real estate agents, by and large, like, know what they're supposed to do, say lead generate? Because I think it's a fair statement, the more people we talk to about being in real estate, the more money we'll make, and the more people will help, right? But why do you think it is that people don't do that?
That's something that I've never fully understood, because for me, I've recognized the fact that the more I talk about it, the more business I can generate, and the more people that know that I'm in the business, the chances are that they may know somebody that's looking to buy or sell, over the next 3 or 4 months, and they remember my name in the top of their head, and they give a business card, or they just say my name. It really does work, and I think a lot of agents are just afraid to ask for it. I think they're afraid to let people know that their financial well-being could be directly impacted by their friends and family and people that know them, and that know they're a realtor and that are willing to speak up on their behalf. I think that it really is just more awkward for them, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and it's very true, right? If you do anything for the first time, you're probably not going to be as comfortable with it as you will on the 100th time. You give a public speech, probably going to suck. And that there's going to be some serious, like, fear. But you do 100 speeches and you're going to get it, right? So it's just like anything. So what we try to do with productivity coaching, and what we're going to do at a higher level than we've ever done, is, let's say you recruit somebody to your guys' team and they're brand new. We're going to be able to help train them within the company, within the organization. And I think our teams that are operating at a high level, one of the struggles that you have when you hire somebody that's brand new is that's kind of a time commitment.
Very.
Yeah. And so can you imagine if you have the ability to recruit somebody, which you get profit sharing from, and then they're trained by a productivity program that is really a system? That's where we're heading. So what I love is that we got number one in agent count by far, and we're number one in volume. We've had a few people leave, and I don't blame them, right? Because it's easy. You got, my dad used to say before he passed away, it's hard to go forward when you're standing still. And there was nobody in COVID that said, if I could go over and go, hey, Mr. Mentor, what did you do the last time there was a world pandemic? Right? Like, this was all crazy new, especially for a company that was 2 years old. Right. So we in hindsight, I'm like, I probably should have done that sooner. And I should have done that sooner. But what's cool is that I am as committed as any real estate broker there is to the success of his agents. You're my clients as the operating partner. And I'm going to double down on having fun. I'm going to double down on resources. I'm going to double down on coaching and reinvesting in this company, because I believe not necessarily what got you to where you're at is going to get you to where you need to be. We're going to make some adjustments. I'm already doing it. We're making some personnel adjustments, and I'm going to continue to do it. And I'm excited about it. And you made a good point, like, just telling people you're in the real estate business actually is one of the very fundamental, easy things to do that people don't do. In fact, Riggs, you were telling me a story. I think you just bought a new truck. Congratulations. Tell me what happened at that truck purchase.
Yeah, no, I had emailed this guy on Craigslist, and, I have my tag, Riggs Mischke, real estate broker, Stevens Home Group, in the tag of my emails. And when I get to this place, he's like, oh, hey, I saw that you're a real estate broker in there. And then that led to a conversation about, oh, we're thinking about selling, or we want to buy a place too on top of this. And it's just having those conversations with people And that's definitely something I learned from Seth, because I know I felt self-conscious, honestly, about bringing it up, and it's uncomfortable at first to say, hey, I'm in this business, use me, but it will pay dividends.
And you truly just never know who is looking to buy or sell real estate at any time, especially right now when people's houses are worth more money than they've ever been by a long shot.
Yeah, you should call the Stevens Home Group, because in my career, I've never seen anything like this. We have, if you're at all thinking about selling, like, I might sell my home 6 months from now or a year from now, you might want to figure out what your home's worth today, and you might just smile, and you might just say, now is the good time to buy. Because, what we do know is that markets go up, markets come down, right? I remember in 2007, I made a lot of money. And in 2008, the recession hit, and I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, a little bit different.
A little bit different. And so all of a sudden, things changed. So when the getting's good, sometimes you need to call Riggs Mischke and Stevens Home Group. You call Seth at 509-421-0555. That's 421-0555. And you can call Riggs Mischke, 509-470-2979. That's 470-2979. Or go to the website, StevensHomeGroupWA.com. And you can check them out there and just simply ask them a question. Hey, when we come back in this third segment, I want to kind of wrap up what your guys' plans are, what you think is in the future, and just kind of finish up our conversation. It's been a lot of fun. I'm so proud of both of you. So we'll be right back in just a few seconds, talk with Seth Stevens and Riggs Mischke.
Keller Williams.